cutting from Robert Anderson's one-act play, The Footsteps of Doves. George Fleming and Karen Berger will play the roles of George and Harriet Porter. Dawn Alderman will play the other shopper, Jill Hammond. The scene takes place in a New York furniture store, where George and Harriet are looking for single beds. As our cutting starts, George has just explained the particular virtues of a double bed for marital bliss to the salesman, who then makes an embarrassed exit.
I wish you would stop acting like a baby.
I am not acting like a baby.
Well, like a damned clown then. We had this out over and over again. We discussed it for months. We will get single beds.
I've changed my mind.
It's too late to change your mind. My mind is made up. My God, you're humiliating me here in front of that salesman.
That salesman is of no importance to me. My marriage and my sex life are.
Oh, yes, the whole store heard about your sex life in graphic detail. You painted me as a bitch who turns you down all the time and yourself as a man very unsure of his power.
I did not.
That's the way it sounded. But it wasn't sounding like that. It was like babes in the woods going to sleep all wrapped around each other.
Well, that's the way we do it. You know damn well you pulled my right arm up over your shoulder like a blanket. That's your damn night-night, and you couldn't sleep without it.
Night-night or no night-night, I haven't slept soundly in 20 years.
You may not take me seriously, Harry, but I'm fighting for our marriage. Nietzsche said the big crises in our lives do not come with the sound of thunder and lightning, but softly, on the footsteps of doves. Well, that's not exact, but it's close enough.
Honestly.
I say we're taking a big chance with separate beds. Across the room, alone at night, a man could lie there thinking to himself, do I really feel like it? It's cold out there. And pretty soon he thinks about it less and less. And then that distance between them is like the Persian Gulf. And finally he decides he doesn't want to get his feet wet sloshing from bed to bed. And then they've had it. The family that lies together dies together.
My back. The doctor
That
said
damn quack. Our doctor didn't say anything about it, but you trekked from doctor to doctor until you found one who told you, some faggot no doubt, to go get a single bed. And what's he know about it? What are you going to do when you get up and go to the John?
For God's sake.
You know damn well you hurry back and snuggle up to me and say, oh, warm me up. You pull that right arm over your shoulder like a blanket.
George, that was all lovely. I'm not regretting any of that. Only times change. People change.
People change and go through changes. I'm trying to be sympathetic about that. I know you feel kind of, well, you want to be left alone, but that's temporary, Harriet, I know.
How do you know and what?
Women come back later with fierce desires.
Who told you that?
I read it. The Ladies' Home Journal. I like to know. I like to be informed. What's going on inside that head of yours? It's been very helpful to me on many occasions. Can this marriage be saved?
Now, George, please, let's stick to facts. First, my back is breaking. Second, my nerves are shattered from sleeplessness. Third, you're a morning person and I am a night person. I like to read late and get up late. And you like to go right to sleep and get up early. For 20 years, I have turned the light out for you, and... Oh, this is nonsense. We've been over it all.
You don't care. You don't take me seriously.
Keep looking at it from your point of view. Old cuddly bears under a quilt. A couple of soup spoons nestled in a drawer. Old night-night. A very romantic picture. Old ever-ready. Unconsciously, I may be rebelling against that. I may want the space so that you'll have to make the effort. You wade across the Persian Gulf. Get your feet wet. And not just suddenly decide you might as well, since you hardly have to move to get it.
That's damned unfair. I have never taken you for granted. You sound as though you've had a miserable time.
I haven't, and you know it. Now stop acting like a martyr.
A martyr, a baby, a clown. It's a good thing I have a fairly firm image of myself. It'll be a miracle now if I get to function at all.
Really?
Across the room alone at night with 7 feet between us. How do I feel tonight? She's lying there thinking of me as a baby. A clown, a martyr. Better not risk it.
Please decide what firmness of mattress you want, because I would like to order and get this over with and get back to our right mind.
What happens 6 months from now when you return to combat with fierce desires? But I'm over the hill from disuse. But so that's okay now.
People will hear you.
I want people to hear me, specifically you.
I hear
You
you.
hear me, but you're not listening.
I'm going to go look at headboards. You decide on the firmness you want for your mattress.
I warn you, Harriet, we're at the Rubicon.
I thought it was the Persian Gulf.
I can hear the doves. Good morning. Sweetwell? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to embarrass you.
Why didn't you cough or something?
To be perfectly frank, I was enjoying watching you. You seem to have a true appreciation of good old 54.
What?
Good old 54. The wit.
Oh, well, I've always slept in a single.
Oh, about to be married?
No, just divorced.
I don't wonder. I mean, sleeping together in a single bed.
Slept together in 2 single beds.
Oh, I see.
So much better when either of you get the cold, his mother said.
You get cold?
No, his mother got the cold. I got a divorce. He was a born bachelor. I think that getting up and going back to his own bed gave him a comforting impression that he wasn't really married.
Well, this day and age, I'm surprised you didn't find it out before you were married.
That was my fault. I only had this 30-inch bed. Couldn't very well expect him to spend the whole night in that.
I take it the next time you're going to know beforehand.
What I'd really like is an old canopy bed with curtains, or a big brass bed. I was born in an old brass bed. Conceived in it, too.
I think you'll find this very congenial. It has my unqualified endorsement. My wife and I have slept in one for 25 years, and it would have lasted for another 10 at least. But my wife decided it was time for a single bed.
Been married for 25 years.
Yes.
Well, men do keep in better shape than women.
Yes, well, I get to the club 3 times a week, play a little squash, keep down the old midriff.
I think men improve with age, mostly. They know what they want and how to get it, and what to do with it when they get it. Now, women, they get their men, feather their nests, and then let themselves go. That's cheating in my book. I'm not talking about your wife.
Oh, Harriet,
It was
still.
all right when we were in agrarian society, and women's function was to breed children to help on the farm. But now she has the responsibility to keep herself attractive. I wrote a paper on that in college.
I bet the man gave you an A+.
It was a woman. She gave me a C-.
Well, you sound very fair about the whole thing.
I should keep my mouth shut, I suppose, but I think your wife is taking a terrible risk. An attractive man like you plays squash.
Well, after all, times change. People change.
But that's just it. You haven't changed. Things are very unfair in our society for men. They get these drives and urges when they're 12 or 13.
12.
They keep them for years and years. And what are they supposed to do about them? A wider bed would be better, but I haven't the room.
One of those cookie cutter apartments?
Never. An old brownstone, way up at the top, a walk-up.
That's a curious location for a girl who admires older men.
I wouldn't be caught dead in one of those new places. The bedrooms are so gleaming and sharp and antiseptic, men wouldn't know whether it was supposed to make love or operate.
My hopes for the younger generation are rising every day. I lived in the brownstone once, on East 50th Street.
I'm on East 51st.
I had a view of the river.
I do.
I was between 2nd and 1st.
I'm between 2nd and 3rd.
Oh? I had a friend who lived at 242.
226.
No, he was at 242.
I'm at 226. I like a firm mattress.
So do I.
Call this firm?
Oh, more or less.
How tall are you?
5'8".
Late?
140. Strict.
Could I be a nuisance and ask you to lie down?
Oh, of course.
What's the matter?
This is usually my side of the bed.
Does this embarrass you?
No.
Doesn't seem to sag, does it?
No.
I mean, I don't roll downhill toward you.
Unfortunately not.
How much room do you have over there on that side? Between you and the edge? Oh.
Well, I'm a little overweight right now. I should lose 2 or 3 pounds, but I haven't been able to exercise.
Oh,
I had an operation on my knee.
torn cartilage.
Yes.
I have a bad knee. The doctor's been itching to operate on it, but I don't want my knee all scarred up. It does leave a nasty scar, doesn't it?
Oh, it's not so bad.
That's a very nice job. Anyway, scars on a man are rather attractive. I notice you have a small scar on your chin. The war?
No, my dog bit me. Anyway, the proper technique in a 54 inches is to lie like 2 mummies, but all entwined.
Yes, all snuggled around each other. I'm an indiscriminate snuggler. Cats, dogs, dolls, stuffed animals, etc.
Are you a morning person or a night person?
What do you mean?
Well, some people are wide awake and full of vigor in the morning, others at night.
I guess you could say I'm a morning person, but I'm adaptable.
I'm a morning person.
Are you? Well, this is all daydreaming anyhow. Can't afford a new bed yet. I'll probably have to wait till Mom and Dad die and I get the old brass one I was born in. Thank you very much. I have to be getting back to work.
What kind of work do you do?
I want to do something in design. But for now I do jobs of typing at home. Manuscript, short stories, novels, that sort of thing.
I see. I started a novel when I was in college.
Did you?
I never finished it.
That's too bad.
Maybe I ought to get back to it.
Well, if you want it typed, you have the address.
What? Oh, 242.
226. His name is Jill Hammond. Thank you for your help. Your name is?
Porter. George. George Porter.
Goodbye, Mr. Porter. Good luck with your novel.
George, I've picked a headboard. Very simple, clean lines.
Okay.
Look, George,
Yes.
I would like the twin beds, but if it's going to be so earth-shaking for you, if it's going to make all that difference, I'll struggle on with the old bed for a while.
No, I've been thinking down here, Harriet, and you are right. The singles will be fine.
I could get a better bedboard and put it under my
No,
size so that I
that's
wouldn't...
generous of you, Harriet. Characteristically generous, but you are right. The singles will be fine.
It's not the end of the world, you know.
I know.
We've had 25 wonderful years wrapped around each other, but we are older now. At least I am, and I'm perfectly willing to admit it.
You're a good sport, Harriet.
You'll see, it will be better. I can read late, the light won't bother you, and you can come in as late as you want from your poker night without disturbing me.
That's true.
You can play to your heart's content.
That's right.
And we'll have good times.
We sure will.
Let's go give the man the order then. old bed up in the attic.
No,
for a
no,
while.
there's really no room for it. I'll just throw it in the station wagon and give it to some charity.
You should be able to get something with a brass frame.
I'll dicker.
If we get home before, we can sneak off to a motel, like a couple of kids.
Smile, friend.
She's seeing you.